When a major bank fails, it's always significant, but when it's a too-big-to-fail bank, the consequences can be catastrophic, as seen in the 2008 financial crisis. Credit Suisse, ranked 20th on the Global Systemically Important Banks list released by the Financial Stability Board, recently collapsed, shocking the world with the speed of its demise. The collapse of Credit Suisse was initially attributed to long-term risk control failure, but suspicions have been raised about the involvement of Jewish financial capitals in the United States. Credit Suisse, a Swiss multinational investment bank with nearly $600 billion in total assets, suffered two significant investment failures that led to its downfall. One was the bankruptcy of Greensill, a supply chain financing service company, which caused Credit Suisse to lose $1.2 billion. The other was the explosion of its family wealth office, which resulted in Credit Suisse losing more than $5 billion. Despite having total assets of nearly $600 billion, Credit Suisse has been hit by a continuous stream of negative news and legal actions, leading to a significant loss of enterprise and wealthy clients. As news broke that Credit Suisse was finished, mysteriously appearing in two Western media outlets controlled by Jews, the leak was quickly deleted, but Credit Suisse's stock price rose sharply instead. However, from the end of 2022 to the next 2 months in 2023, Credit Suisse was hit by a series of negative news, and nearly $80 billion was withdrawn. The Swiss National Bank stepped in to provide liquidity to save Credit Suisse, but it became apparent that Switzerland was prepared to use its national power to bail out Credit Suisse and prevent it from collapsing. The involvement of Jewish financial capitals in the United States, represented by Goldman Sachs and Citigroup, played a key role in Credit Suisse's demise. They demanded that Credit Suisse provide a 100% guarantee and settlement for their transactions over the weekend, leading to extreme distrust of Credit Suisse by U.S. capital and a large number of customers rushing to withdraw from Credit Suisse over the weekend. Ultimately, this led to the demise of Swiss credit. To understand why those Jewish financial capitals in the United States hate Swiss credit so much, we need to go back to history. During World War II, Swiss banks absorbed a large amount of Jewish wealth in the form of anonymous accounts. Swiss banks helped Jews with one hand and helped Hitler with the other. Switzerland was indebted to Hitler, and throughout World War II, Switzerland was an important intermediary for Hitler's money laundering. When the war ended, Jews tried to retrieve their money from Switzerland, but they found it wasn't that easy. Many Swiss banks have since had numerous World War II zombie accounts. In 1999, a study found nearly 60,000 Jewish dormant accounts had been created in Swiss banks during World War II, and that this money could not be withdrawn. Jews and Swiss banks have been entangled in account and compensation issues and have been fighting legal battles for years. In 1996, a Jewish group in the U.S. officially declared war on Switzerland and established an investigative committee called the Independent Committee of Eminent Persons, ICEP. This committee directly pressured Swiss banks to resolve the issue of Jewish World War II zombie accounts. However, the Swiss government had a negative attitude and only formed a working group to deal with the investigation 5 months later, choosing to counterattack the accusations rather than cooperate with the investigation. The anger of the American Jewish group reached its peak when declassified World War II documents held by the U.S. National Archives revealed that Switzerland was the exclusive banker of the Nazis, and several Swiss banks, including Credit Suisse, had long been involved in laundering money for Nazi Germany. Fast forward to today, and Credit Suisse is once again in crisis. A large amount of funds that flowed out of Credit Suisse went to Jewish-founded financial systems in the United States, such as Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, and Morgan. Despite the support from the Swiss National Bank and their bailout funds, Credit Suisse still went down due to the hard kick from the American Jewish financial group in a critical moment. The untold secrets of Credit Suisse are shocking and appalling. They have betrayed Jews for profit, and their actions during World War II have left a bitter taste in the mouths of many. In the future, the bigger problem is the overall risk of the Swiss banking industry and the overall conflict between Switzerland and the American Jewish financial group. These two sides are the real historical hatred, plus the naked hatred of interests. The risk of the Swiss banking system is not over yet, and it may have just begun. That's all for today. Please subscribe and leave your comments below. Thanks for watching.